Hey everyone, this is Will from BeerEnergy.com, and yesterday I came to you with a quick video on CPU ID, and today we're actually going to look at one of the other programs that's available on that website, which is Hardware Monitor, or HW Monitor. And what Hardware Monitor does is it will record all of the temperatures on your system that are being properly reported to it. So you come to this website, you click here, and we're going to download and install the newest version. Now, other people are going to say, just like they do with CPU ID, they're going to say, or CPU-Z rather, they're going to say that, we have our own favorites, we like to use this, and, I can respect that. I mean, there's probably a ton of these out there that do this. As far as temperature monitoring software, I've used both the built-in one for ATI, which it was in their Catalyst Control Center. I've used the not quite built-in one for NVIDIA. You have to download Entune to use it. I've also used, you can see my internet's being awesomely slow today. I've also used CoreTemp, which is another program that monitors CPU temperature. I've also used SpeedFan, and the reason I would use Hardware Monitor over CoreTemp or SpeedFan is just I get a lot more information about the entire system. Not only do I get processor and perhaps GPU, but I'm going to get your hard drives, the case temperature itself, the voltages that they're running at. The new version of Hardware Monitor actually will show you like how much power the processor is drawing. So, you can watch those new Linfield and Bloomfield quad-core i7 and i5 processors turbo up and see them pull more power and their voltage jumps way up, and it's actually kind of cool to watch. But so what I use this for, not so much a monitoring software for like the whole time, where some people use CoreTemp and they'll have it sitting down there and it'll warn them if it gets too high. I use Hardware Monitor more if I'm checking a specific job. Like, let's say I'm going to render out some video, or I'm going to go about gaming, and I'll run Hardware Monitor in the background with the log on, or with have it keeping track of what's my maximum temperature, and I'll go and I'll play around, or I'll render out some video and watch it afterwards and take a look at how hot it got. So that, for me, is what Hardware Monitor is good for. It's also a good idea to check your kind of jobs if you're looking at overclocking your setup. This will be a very good benchmark to run if you're worried, you want to benchmark, you want to overclock, and you're going to take a look at it. And if your temperatures are getting up around 50, 60 degrees under load, 70 degrees under load, you're probably going to need to invest in a better cooling system to properly overclock. So it's installed. We'll run it. As you can see here, there's the name of the computer, and there's the chip, and here's all the voltages that are currently running. Temperatures are sometimes really messed up on these. A lot of times it'll just say trial, and anyone who's ever owned a Core 2 Penryn-based processor will also know this problem. Their T junctions are really messed up on some of the Intel chips. Anyhow, there's the fan speeds, and here are my 4 cores of my processor. And I'm going to say I don't know if I have anything strong enough here to really get it rolling to try to get some temperature on that thing. Well, unfortunately, I'm not set up to render any video, so I can't really crank it up for you. But anyhow, remember how I said you could see the minimum and the maximum and the current value? There is the minimum, there's the maximum, and there's the current value. You reset it by hitting the clear min max. And if you want to look at some of these on the toolbar down here, you click on this one and right click on it. At least I could on my my other one. Anyhow, we see our Radeon 5770 here. 51 degrees Celsius. A little warm, but not bad for the stock heatsink that came on the first generation ones. With my Arctic Freezer or Accelero S1 R2, the passive heatsink that I'm using on my 4850 at home, I got this idle temp down to about 30 degrees and load temps about 60. So, there's room for improvement there. You can see here's the hard drive. It says there's your assembly temperature. 38 degrees Celsius, a little warm for hard drive, but nothing in the danger range. Or with processors, you go over 80 degrees, you start to damage the processor. So be sure to keep these low. And if you've heard a lot of people say, don't turn off your computer, it hurts it, and starting it back up, shortens the lifespan. True and not true. Turning it back on does not exactly shorten its lifespan. What shortens its lifespan is thermal shock, going from cold to hot to cold to hot. And the more times it does that, the shorter its lifespan gets. The trick to that, however, is that the hotter it gets when it's turned on and the colder it gets when it's turned off from, the larger temperature variation, the more damage is done. So if you have a good cooling system and, your processor's only going, maybe 15 degrees Celsius over room temperature, you're going to do a lot less damage to it if it, compared to when it's cranking up to like 75 degrees when it's on. So this is Hardware Monitor, and it and other temperature monitoring softwares can be used for pretty much the same thing. And I'm Will from Beer and IT, and if you have any other videos or questions, you can post them here on YouTube. I do take video requests, so if you have something you want me to make a video on, go for it. You can also stop by our forums, beerit.com/forum. You can do the same request there. Also stop by our store at beerit.com/store and check out our full line of PC repair training videos and our toolkits. See you on the forums, and you have a great day.